Hi, I'm Charlotte from Paw Print, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sew your badges onto your blanket, your wall hanging, your bunting, whatever you're attaching them to. There are two methods, and this is the second method that I'm showing you, which we're going to be picking up stitches from the edge. So instead of going all the way through your badge, you're going to be just picking up stitches along the edge, which some people find easier. You can choose whichever method works best for you. So you're going to need your badge, whatever you're sewing it onto, scissors, some thread, a long thin needle, so as long and thin as you can get it, nice and sharp, and then a couple of pins. So to start off with, I'm going to secure my badge in place using the pins. So position it wherever you like and then pin it through. To pin the badge, I'm going to pass the pin through the top of the badge, underneath and along, and bring it back through further down, so it's securing the badge in place. And I'm going to do that again with another pin on the other side. So down from the top, passing it along and bringing it back up. And those two pins will hold my badge in place while I'm sewing. Then let's get our thread. So I'm using a contrasting thread to sew my badge on today so that you can see nice and clearly what I'm doing. If I were sewing my badges at home, I would always choose a thread that matches the edge colour of the badge. So in this case, black. Most of our badges are created with a black edge, and we always create them with a border, so they're nice and easy for you to sew on. You want a piece that's maybe just a bit longer than your arm, and trim it with your scissors. So thread your needle however you like. I like to pinch it between my fingers and then push the eye of the needle onto the thread. It mostly works first time. Okay, tie a knot, so bring the two ends of your thread together and wrap the thread around your finger, roll it off and pull down, and you will end up with a knot. Doesn't matter how neat it is, you're not going to see it. To start off, we're going to come from the back of the badge. We're just going to catch the needle into whatever we're sewing onto and pull it tight, and that's going to keep the thread secure. Then you want to bring your needle round to the front of the badge and just catch a couple of stitches. Bring the needle through and head back to pick up whatever you're sewing. So I'm sewing this onto one of our pennants, which you can hang on your wall and display your badges at home. So I've gone through the pennant and then bringing it back through, picking up a couple of stitches on the front of the badge. This method is really easy and it's great for young people so that they can get used to sewing their badges on themselves. Okay, I'll do a couple more stitches, so through the wall hanging, back to the front, pick up a few stitches and pull it tight. And you want to repeat that all the way around. You'll see with this method, you see the stitches less than you do with the other method, but it's always nice to keep the colour the same so that you don't see those stitches and they're hidden. So bring the thread along, back through a couple of stitches on your badge and pull it tight. Once you've completed all the way around your badge, you're going to want to tie it off so that it doesn't come off, okay? When you've done that, you want to pass the needle underneath the last stitch that you just created, okay? So pass it under, pull it through, and we're going to create this little balloon, okay? So I've got a loop of thread and we're going to pop the balloon with the needle. So pass the needle through the loop and pull it tight. And I do that a couple of times. So pass the needle under the stitch, create the loop and pass the needle through. So popping the balloon, imagine that loop is your balloon and you're popping it with the needle, pulling it tight. And then if you want to hide the end of your thread, you can always go underneath and just pass your needle along through whatever you're sewing it onto, and it'll just hide the end, and then you can clip it off with your scissors nice and close. Job done. So that's method 2 for sewing your badges. You can also use our iron-on adhesive, which there's another video alongside this one.